decades, women have gone missing from Highway 16.
People are going missing, kids are going missing, women are going missing. It doesn't matter who they are or what their race is or anything. It shouldn't matter.
You know, they were a gift to you, and to have somebody come in and take that away and not know where or why or how is the not knowing. How can you grieve? How can you deal with not knowing?
Our society's most vulnerable women treated the same way as anybody else.
Welcome to another episode of Crime Chronicles. Today we're diving into a case that haunted Canada for decades. The Highway of Tears. I'm Leah.
And I'm Lois. Today we're talking about the Highway of Tears, a stretch of Highway 16 in British Columbia, where many Indigenous women have gone missing or been murdered since 1970.
The 725-kilometer stretch of road between Prince George and Prince Rupert is not just a highway. It's a symbol of systemic issues and a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers faced by Indigenous women in Canada.
Their phrase was coined during the vigil held in Terrace, British Columbia in 1998 by Florence Naziel, who is thinking of the victims' families crying over their loved ones.
One of the earliest known victims was Gloria Moody. She was a 26-year-old mother of two. On October 25, 1969, Gloria was last seen leaving a bar in Williams Lake. The next day, her body was found in a nearby field. Despite extensive investigations, her murder remains unsolved.
And unfortunately, Gloria was just the beginning. Over the years, more than 40 women have disappeared or been found murdered along this highway. Many of these cases remain unsolved, leaving families without closure and communities in fear.
Another heartbreaking case is that of Ramona Wilson. Ramona was just 16 years old when she went missing in 1994. She was last seen hitchhiking to a friend's house in Smithers. Nearly a year later, her remains were discovered, but no one has been held accountable for her death.
And then there's the case of Alberta Williams. In August 1989, Alberta was last seen at a bar in Prince Rupert. Her body was found weeks later along the Highway of Tears. Despite initial investigations, her case went cold for many years. It wasn't until a CBC podcast brought renewed attention to her story that more information came to light, but justice has still not been served.
Let's take a look at the story of Tamara Chipman. Tamara was just 22 years old when she disappeared in September 2005. She was last seen hitchhiking near Prince Rupert. Tamara was a mother, a daughter, and a friend to many. Her family has been tirelessly searching for answers ever since.
The most recent known victim is Jessica Patrick. Jessica was just 18 years old when she went missing in August 2018. She was a young mother with a bright future ahead of her.
Jessica was last seen in Smithers, BC. Her family reported her missing when she didn't return home. Tragically, her body was found 2 weeks later in a remote area near Hudson Bay Mountain.
Jessica's death has brought renewed attention to the ongoing crisis along the Highway of Tears. For her family and community continue to seek justice and answers, highlighting the need for more action and awareness. Despite these challenges, there have been some breakthroughs. In 2019, a man named Cody Lavacal was convicted of murdering 4 women, including one linked to the Highway of Tears. His arrest and conviction brought some hope to the families, but many believe he wasn't acting alone.
These stories are just a few examples of the many lives lost along the Highway of Tears. Each victim had dreams, families, and futures that were cruelly taken away. It's important to remember that behind every statistic is a real person with a story. One of the most disturbing aspects of these cases is the lack of attention and resources dedicated to solving them. For years, families of the victims have been calling for more thorough investigations and greater support from law enforcement.
There have been some efforts to address these issues. For instance, the Canadian government launched the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls in 2016. The inquiry's final report, released in 2019, called for significant changes and provided numerous recommendations to address the root cause of this violence.
However, many believe that more needs to be done. Families of the victims continue to call for justice and better support. They want thorough investigations, more resources, and greater accountability from law enforcement.
It's clear that this is a complex and deeply rooted issue. We need to continue raising awareness and pushing for change. By sharing these stories, we honor the victims and support their families in their fight for justice.
Most recently, as a commitment to truth and reconciliation, Rogers Communications has placed 3 towers along Highway 16, A.K.A. the Highway of Tears, due to the number of Indigenous women and girls reported missing. One tower is located at Sealy Lake Park, which is servicing 13 kilometers of new wireless coverage. The other 2 towers are between the Seven Sisters Mountain and Pacific Coast, which are servicing 37 kilometers of new wireless coverage.
Once all the project's towers are completed, Rogers will provide 252 km of new cellular coverage along Highway 16, closing gaps to ensure continuous coverage along the entire 720 km corridor between Prince George and Prince Rupert, explained Rogers.
It has been deeply rewarding watching this project unfold, and we look forward to celebrating its completion and benefiting from the social and economic advantages it provides, said murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls activist Mary T.G. We hope this helps keep the community safe. Until this day, there is still women going missing along the highway. Thank you for watching Crime Chronicles. We hope that by bringing attention to these stories, we can contribute to the ongoing efforts to seek justice and prevent further tragedies.
If you want to learn more and get involved, there are numerous organizations and resources dedicated to addressing the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
Until next time, stay safe. This is Leah.
And this is Los. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video so we can cover other cases. Together, we can shine a light on these dark stories and work toward a safer future for everyone.